It is about Dhyan Yoga. So, 3-4 things if we understand beforehand how it is. There are 2 conditions which are known stages, you can say, of realization. One is called Yoga Ruh and one is Yoga Rudha. Yoga Ruh means Yoga Ruh is the one who is initiated into the yoga and doing sadhana. And Yoga Rudha is the one who has perfected it. Now, so in this chapter, it is told how to sit in meditation, what to do in meditation, all that has been told. And what are the doubts of people? Suppose you begin as becoming Yoga Ruh, you get initiated, but you didn't reach to the perfection, then what will happen? These are the doubts of the Arjuna in this, that what will happen to me. And this is all about it. Okay. So, anashritah karam phalam karyam karam karoti yah sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir chakriya. He had a confusion that what is in yogi and what is a sannyasi. Is there a difference? He says, no, there is no difference. It is the way of looking at it. Once you renounce the fruit of the karma, that means sannyasi becomes yogi. So it is a way of looking at it. So not the one who says, I will not do the work. Niragni akriya means the one who has no fire within. So that is dead. As equal as dead. So that means sitting and not doing anything. So neither this renouncing of the karma that you attain to yogahood or sannyasitva. That is the meaning. And both are same. Now this having been told that you cannot renounce practically karma, but again it will be told that you have to renounce the karma and reach to the sannyasa. So that is why it becomes a mystic language. That how do you attain to this? First you say don't do this, then you again say that do the same thing. Then again say don't do it. How to make sense of it? So that is why the utility or the we call it Sanatana Guru Parampara. That somebody who association, someday we will also, if something is put around magnet, some iron, sometimes it gets the property of the magnet. Slowly it start acting as a magnet. So that is the way of telling that this is how the utility is there. So he said there in the beginning of when the one is initiate, at that time Aru Rukshar Munir Yogam Karma Karan Yuchate. For that person, karma is the reason. That one has to do karma, has to do work. That is the reason of his existence when one is initiated. But yoga rudasya tasyaiva shamah karanam uchyate. But the one who has perfected, his work is just reward, not to do the karma. So this is the journey. That is the way of understanding it. That by getting initiated into yoga, dhyana, you reach to that stage where you realize my job is to do the job, to do my karma, to do my duty. What is karanam karya? What is the karya which I should do? What work I should do, that I should do. That is by doing that, he reaches to that stage where he comes to. Now my stage is that of not to do karma. Both are not renouncing karma. This should be understood. Not to do karma doesn't mean don't work. This is a stage of realization. Because the same Krishna is saying time and again, there is nothing to do in this world, but I work more than anybody else. So it is not renounce of duties. It is a realization. When does it realization comes? That is the thing. Yada hi nendriyartheshu na karma anusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudas tadyuchyate. That when you reach to that realization that there is this world is just an appearance, it is not existing in reality. So then you will have no karma. You are doing karma because you are existing. You have this sense of existence. I am father, mother, brother, all what not. And I am also there. I am this. You have an opinion about yourself. I am this. My identity is this. So when you reach to your true identity, so world doesn't exist for you. You exist, but world is not there. So when nothing is there, then there is no karma for you. So this is a realization. So these 3-4 words like identity, eternity, truth, intelligence. How to make sense out of these things? See, how do you know what is truth and what is not? These 4 things will make you understand if you see them in proper light. Yes, that see it. You are looking for truth. Why are you looking for truth? Where is the need for looking for truth? Because you say I exist or not, I have no idea. That is why you are looking for truth. So you identified that idea with the truth, that what exists and what doesn't exist, truth is somewhere there. So we say, let us have a definition that the one which exists forever, eternal, that alone can be. So we start calling truth eternal. Now 2 words have become synonymous. You understand? One was magnet, one was iron. Now both have become magnet. So you identify one with the other. That whether you call truth or whether you call eternity, it is one and the same thing only. That is how words keep increasing. That is what the Brahma Prasar. Same words, when it becomes the same meaning. That's why I say every word has only one meaning. If you want to come, if you keep going, moving upwards in your consciousness, words will fall apart and they will give you a single meaning. You look at other way around, from come down, descend down, like as says, from you come down from samadhi and come to the chitta vrittis, then expansion happen into the Brahma, from akshar to Brahma. Then different words, because they are originating from you, you know exactly that they mean same thing. But for others who have not have attained, for them it means different things. So through what it means to them, you take them there. Okay, you by this word you mean this. Come back. Look, this also means same. So somehow with practice they also get to know exactly the same word. It means the same thing. So they leave that word. That is what it is called sabdadi vishyan tyaktva. That you leave the word. So in whole Gita he is saying only 1 or 2 things. But just to make that wherever people are, they can understand according to their level of consciousness. We say we do not copy Guru. We do not say anything about why, because that is an exception. We don't know what for he is doing, what he is doing. So that exception in this culture was rooted because that credibility was there, which for some time it got dissipated. It was because of the many people not following the path. So it some kind of a lull period came. Where people lost this, that so many kinds of people came and credibility issue came. So now again people are realizing, because that is a need, inherent need of the human being. So they have to look. So again people are coming back and starting rediscovering their spirituality, their truth. So truth, eternity, then identity. how do you find out your identity, who you are? In Sahaj Smriti Yoga, we say 24 hours you can change yourself completely. Why we have given 24 hours, that also I have told. And that it is because of the convenience that everybody mostly identify with day and night, that these are the things which are regulating every time. Though in some part of the world, days and nights are in different mode. Most of the time they have day. This is also there, but for most part of the world where human beings are residing, this is true. Even there also some night is there at least, not totally sun. So this being the case, now identity and how you decide about your identity, who you are. So you have one instrument which you call intelligence. Until your intelligence accepts the existence of divinity, you cannot stay into it. Because intelligence is the decision maker in your identity. Now, this is there. But if you do not stay pure, then your intelligence goes haywire and then it gives reins to the others and thinks that as if it is her decision. Its own concoction and saying what decision you had taken, you had come to know existence of divinity. Now this I am telling you, this same I am telling you that there is none, but it is not same. It is mind which is saying, because that time you were sharp, so you recognize. So when intelligence or anything is pure, it will automatically accept the existence of the divinity. Understand? Anything pure. Nirmal manajan mohisho pava. Man also, if it is become pure, nirmal. He said mohisho pava. Mohi kapat chal chidra na bhava. That divinity automatically receives me. So intelligence when it is pure. So if you go to the 18th chapter, then only they will tell such things. Buddhya, Vishuddhya, Yato, Dhritatmanam Niyamacha. That when your intelligence becomes pure, sharp, then you will accept. Till then, not. So, intelligence is the tool to identify what is your identity. Okay. So, is it clear why eternity, truth, intelligence and identity, four are related? And it is very difficult to identify one from the other. But we do not stay put. Otherwise, so what are we saying by inference? That anybody whose intelligence becomes pure automatically will become astic. And whose intelligence is not pure, any time may go. For years one may keep doing sadhana and suddenly one day they say no and goes back. Because impurity has crept in. Shraddha has gone. The vessel is no more there. So these words we say, so they all the time, though we are speaking through words, but what are we saying? That you have to move beyond words. Like when you take a bus, it drops you at some place where what had you got to do with the bus? It was a means. Okay. So he says, at that time when this becomes word is really you see, then what happens? Sarva sankalp parityagi. Then you, all the sankalps you remove. Before you do, beginning you do sankalp. Later you don't. So different for different people. For yoga rule, one position, for yoga rule, another position. Because their realization is different. That is why we do not copy. Sarva sankalp sannyasi yoga rudas tadyochite. Fir, what are we do for how to do it? Once you are an initiate in yoga, you want to go into the meditation and all. So he says, Uddharet atmanam atmanam. Uddharet atma atmanam. From your own soul, you bring yourself up. He says, we keep saying so many times that If you are not willing, even God can't help you. That is the meaning. Your willingness, your cooperation, your enthusiasm, because it is you. Truth, we say no in one sentence, it is you. Your truth is you. But that you can change. That is the relationship between change and eternity. So always change. But we are the ones who are eternal. So this we have to understand in real, because the one who doesn't change will perish. So we are fastest and quickest to change because we are eternal. And eternal has no fear of change. This sounds contradiction in words. Because when we are talking about change, we are talking about superfluous, which is changeable material, and everything is changing, like your body is changing every moment. But you don't realize every moment. You realize over the years or months that something is changing. So there is no contradiction. It depends from where you are seeing. That is why we say, when you say Guruji ne ye kaha tha, it is always wrong statement. This is what I understood. Because Guruji never says anything. This is the truth. So this is what I understood at my position. This is the meaning. That is how then we are going right away. Otherwise we will go here and there and will make wrong turns. So how to do meditation? As we Suchau desu pratisthapya sthir manas atmana. You find a clean place. For meditation, what you say, have a place means which is clean, or always you do at the same place, then it is easier for you to meditate. But no such condition is there. Only condition is suchau, that you feel little bit clean there. Suchi means cleanliness, where you are sitting. It should not be very high, it should not be very low, like this much is sufficient. How will you decide this? These are all changeable things. See, suppose you are sitting in a jungle, go on a little higher platform, it will change according to such. You are sitting at home in plastered house, this much is sufficient. This is neither low, neither high, because it is eternity and change woven together. That is why this knowledge is eternal. So here whatever is written, that is practical knowledge. That is not to be ratta lagao or something like that. You just do the practice and see how it works. So he says, tatraikakra manam kritva yat chittendra kriya upavishyasne. There you go and become focused. There is a line in it. It says, mana sanyam machitto yukta asit matvara. मन का संयम होना चाहिए. Then this people forget. Those who are doing meditation without guru, this is where they make a mistake, because they are not following it thoroughly the way it should be. It is written very clearly, mana sanyam machitto yukt asit matparah. You have to think of me, you have to meditate on me. That is what very clearly he is saying. So then we are doing without it, what will we meditate upon? So if you are meditating on nothing, then you get nothing. Or if you are meditating on something, you go near to that. So he is giving very clearly. So when yujjan nevam sadatmanam yogi niyat manasa santi nirvana paramam mat sanstha adhikachat. If the one who is meditating like that, he will come to me. Because he is meditating on me, so he will come to me. Okay. Then there are certain how generally you should live your life when you are in this initiated process and you are doing meditation all, how your life generally should be. No, people do so much excesses. For that it is like yuktaharas viharasya yuktahar viharasya yukta chestas karmasu yukta swapna bodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. That you should not eat too much, you should not eat too less. You should not sleep too much. You should not sleep too less. You should not think too much. You should not think too less. This way, if you live, then you will not have miseries. So these all are yogic ways, yogic views to align it to the ultimate yoga. How yoga ruh should behave in one's life. How should one emulate yoga? How should one live yoga? That is the way. So from different, all basic things which are needed in life, these are never going to. Thousands years is written. It's written record is 5,000 years we say, no? 5,000 something. But before that we do not know since when it is there. But it's still relevant same way. Same things we are doing, only outer situations are changing. We are still eating. We are still sleeping. All those things. We are still thinking. So he says, how you know that meditation, how to go into it, how you understand that. So he says, you become like this. If you reach to in your meditative state, yada deepo nivatastito, like the lamp which is kept and it is not flickering. Like that you will feel inside. Then you are in meditation. Okay? That means you are moving in the yoga path. Sukhmatyantikam. Atyant sukh. Sukham atyantikam means very much sukh. Yat buddhi graham atindriya. Look, he's again saying buddhi. That even when you are into the meditation, it is your intelligence which will experience atindriya sukh, very much happiness. Sukh, as a very, I generally say I cannot define these two words, sukh and seeing. It is a feeling, it is an experience of one's own. Somebody is considering it happiness, somebody great feeling, ultimate sukh. So he says sukham atyantikam, sukh in the meditation. There we were saying when you touch world, then that leads to your downfall, sansar. It binds you to the pleasures of the world. But here Brahma Sanspars, this is also sukh, but it is uplifting. Because it is your senses. It is taking them into the direction in which they are wanting to go. That is their inherent nature to move up, to become better. So this sukh is preferable to that. Okay? But both have their own places. Yam labdhva chaparam labham manyate na adhikam tata. Yasmin isthito na dukhen gurunapi vichalyate. He says, why realizing that sukh? Now again decision maker is intelligence there. Why we are saying? Because in your chitta, intelligence is prominent until it is surrendered. Then it is something else. So saying that by experiencing that sukh, it does not consider any other sukh better than that. Now, is it a proposition that no, you should not? It is not proposition. It is the experience. But because the role of the intelligence is to decide, so it can compare through memory that this is better than that. That sukh, what I got into eating or anything else, this is better. That intelligence decides. But these are needs. You cannot stop. For that has been told as much as needed. Okay, everywhere. So if you are in that state, then whatever other miseries are coming in life, dukhen guru napi na vichalet. Guru means here very big, heavy. Even if you have heavy miseries around you, you will not be distracted, because you have touched the eternity inside. That this is something which is never going to change. This is always there. This is changing. Sometime I am happy, sometime misery, sometime happiness. But this is not changing. If my intelligence has touched that, this is eternal. Because why it is so? Because it is not dependent on anything. No medium is needed. When you are in meditative state, if you touch that Brahma Sanspars, you will have no existence of the world around. Because of that experience having undergone, you know that is permanent. Dependent on this. This is dependent on that. That is why we say, while being in this body, if you touch to the immortality, then only you become somewhat moving in right direction. He says sometimes mind goes here and there. Yato yato nischaranti manaschala stharam astharam tatas tatas niyam tadatmaiva vasham nayet. He says anyway, when you are sitting in meditation, sometimes mind goes here and there. So wherever it is going, you bring it back. That's what it is saying. Wahan jaake, wherever it is going, there only it, you pacify it. Here we have told a simple way to that you think that all this is happening within you. Over. So then when we are connected to ourselves, our innate being, that means eternal in you is connected to the external, other way around. External you is connected to the eternal. So what will happen? What we call that yujjan evam sadatmanam yogi vigat kalmasha. When you are always in that soul consciousness, then you go beyond kalmasha. Kalmasha means pap, means sins or things which you should not do. You will not indulge on those things. Sukhen Brahma Sanspars Atyantam Sukham Anushrute. Brahma Sanspars means Atyantam Sukham Anushrute. That comes, Sukh. Means you experience that. So what happens? Sarvabhutasthatmanam sarvbhutani chatmani. You see all and you are in all. Ikshite yogyuktatma sarvatra sandarsana. This is how ikshite means they see. It is not a make-believe world. They see, oh, this is how it is. I am in everything and everything is in me. Samdarshana, sarvatra samdarshana. That evenness operates. See, in world, generally you see, if you look at your own body, your hands, feet and every limbs of your body, do you look at them differently? They are their own parts. Somebody's work is something, some function is different, that's all you say. Now if you are going to shake somebody's hand these days, it is good that people have learned to do namaste, but again under compulsion, not by their own will or something. But so you just clean. It's better that for to give others that this others is not affected by you. So same way you are taking care of things the way it should be taken. But evenness is there. All are your parts. You don't say no. This is because leg is down, so I will cut it off. You don't say that. Neither you treat it badly. So everything has a function. Everything is, eye is more sensitive. You will not deal with the eye same way you deal with your feet. So it is not discrimination in the sense people speak. See, this all Varna Vyavastha, if they understand through their body what it really meant, then it is a 1 hour's discourse and it should go from the world. They should never speak about it. But intention should be there. If intention is that it stay, then who can help? Yo mam pashyati sarvatram sarvachamai pashyati. Tasya ham na pranasyami sachme na pranasyati. So what is it? Yo mam pashyati sarvatram. Now it says, the one who is seeing me everywhere. And everything is seeing in me. Sarvam chamai pashyati. Everything is me. I do not disappear for him ever and neither he disappears for me. Simple. Now Arjun has certain questions. He says, you have so very simply told that see evenly, this is how it is a thing, everything is in you and you are. But my mind, chanchalam hi manah Krishna, pramati valvadranam, tasyaham nigraham manne vayorapi suduskaram. ये तो like wind, it is so chanchal. Mind, you have told see even, but it is running its own. So how, what to do about it? Then he says, no, I am not denying that. Asansayam hi mahavaho mano dunigraham chalam kwante vairagyena chagrihit. Abhyas. That is the key. And he says, yes, it is so. He is not giving any philosophy. No, this way you can. Abhyas, simple. What I have told, are you practicing that? So people read Gita, people read Mahabharata, people read Ramayana and they say, इससे क्या होगा? Oh, I have come to know, intellectual. But until they accept their intelligence, the existence of the divinity, they will not see anything other than words and ideas. Because this is Gudha Gyan, this is mysterious knowledge, it is not some intellectual discourse. It is mysterious reality. Reality has been given very mysteriously. So you discover that this is how it is. Abhyashentu konte vairagyen chagrihit. These simple words. You just practice, you will reach to the vairagya. He is asking about mind, he is saying vairagya. Because he says you need solution. Question whatever way you may have framed, but you are looking for the solution and your solution lies in vairagya. And vairagya you can do when you are practicing and not your meditation or something you are doing. When you are practicing, vairagya you will get. What you got to do with the mind and all. He is not saying directly that कि mind run कर रहा है या नहीं. नहीं, he says ठीक है. Somehow he makes up his mind as to okay, I will work at it. अयति ही श्रद्धाप्य तो योगा चलत मानसा. He says श्रद्धा तो है, but mind sometimes it moves. Yoga chalati manasa. But if I move away from the yoga, I am yoga ruh, I have been initiated, I have shraddha. But if I do not reach to the state of yoga ruh, then what will happen to me? का गतिम कृष्ण गच्छति. उसका क्या होता है? The one who has begun but did not finish the line. What happens to that? Does it get distracted? So he is saying, no, it is not. Even if for a moment somebody has done it, that is also counted. That also is put into the account. And for that also he will get the right fruit. So what will happen? He says in next birth, wherever, to whatever extent they have received in this world, next time, they prapyam punya kritam loka anushitva saswati sama. For a long period of time, they will be staying in the best of the lokas. Means, they will be enjoying the fruit of their punya karmas. Suchi naam srimate geham yog bhrashto bhijayate. Suchi naam, it says, Suchi naam srimatam grehe. Pavitra, good. Suchi means pavitra. Srimatam means Aishwarya, जिसमें Sri word comes for the one who are divinely ordained. Generally in the world we refer to the Dhan, Lakshmi. Sri is the name of Lakshmi. Sripati is the name of the Lakshmi Pati Vishnu. Srimatam means towards the divinity, those who have. So he says such divinely ordained family they will be born to. Yog Bhrashta Yog Bhrashta is the word given to the one who got initiated but did not reach to the ultimate position where one is supposed to. They are called Yog Bhrashta. That they began their journey but could not finish within the birth. So they say next again they will get that they will born into houses. Why? There is another position where there will be born athva yoginam ev kule bhavati dhimtam. Either Srimatam, those are divinely ordained like devotees and all, athva yoga, those families who are into yoga already. अथवा योगी नाम एव कुले, उनके कुल में. Now how do you know? Yogi नाम कुले, when we say, it is a very mysterious proposition. In one family there would have been a yogi at some time. It's generations ahead. And 1,000 generations there is nobody, suddenly another comes. So we do not go by the nomenclature given by the society. You go by your inherent tendencies. That is how you discover that you are born into Yogina's Grahe, Yogi's house or not. Then he says, because, why I have explained it clearly is that this is eta durlabh taram loke. It is very rare in the lokas that you are born to a yogi's house. Srimatam Grahe, he is not giving that much importance. It is giving that you are not gone waste. You are born to devotee's house. But Yoginam Grahe, important. Durlabh taram, it is rare to be born like that. Tatram tam buddhi sanyog lavte paurvadehikam. This is how people discover their earlier lives, who they were. This line. Tatram tam buddhi sanyogam lavate paurvadehikam. Yatate tato bhuya sansaddho kurunandanam. He says when they go into meditation and all, their intelligence sharpens, then they know who they were. And that they comes to them, and that how yatate tato bhuya. Once you get what your property was, generally this happens through Guru Parampara. You transmit it to you that this is what your property is, and through intelligence you will figure out that yes, this is it, and then you will again work at it. Now you have to move forward because you got clarity. So that we get according to our position. Everybody doesn't get the same clarity. What we have done, we were prepared to that extent they will get. It is not that otherwise it was easy that everybody is getting just like that, then it is over. No, that is again that will be refuting the karma vyavastha. So whatever we have, how much we receive, see we feel, we get something. Why? According to our preparation. How much vessel we have become, accordingly it will come. So he says, yatate tato bhuya. Again you will start doing your efforts. Sansiddho kurunandana, for the siddhi. So purva abhyasen ten hirate hevasho vashopi. This is important. This is how you recognize yourself. Jigyasurapi yogasya sabd brahmati vartate. Purva abhyasen. Because in earlier lives you have no remembrance. But because karma is karma, your tendencies are your tendencies, you will feel like going there. You will feel like doing those things. Two ways are, somebody wants to go to see a Nautanki or cinema. Somebody wants to go to the satsang. Now both things are happening. Why one is moving this way, another is moving this way? That is what Purva Abhyasena. Abhyas. He said Abhyas. When he asks, man is going here and there, he said Abhyas. Here also he says, because you had done Abhyas, so again you are moving this and that way. You are not going to the satsang and not to the cinema. Okay. Hiryate hyavasho apisa. Hriday mein. Hirya means called the heart. In your heart you will feel like, mujhe ye karna chahiye. See, your education and all surroundings may tell you something different. But your heart will no, I should go. So he is very clearly telling, Hiryate. आपको automatically आकर्षण होगा कि in your heart I should do. Okay. Jigyasurapi yogasya sabd brahmati. By this ativartate. By this jigyasu, even if you are at the, you had not, why he is saying jigyasu? Because there are 4 stages he is referring to. Artharthi, Jigyasu and Jnani. He said if you have not become Jnani, otherwise he could have written here Jnani also. He said Jigyasu Rapi. Even if you stayed at this Yog Bhrashta stage of Jigyasu, then also Yogascha Sabd Brahmati Vartate. आप because of the doing, being initiated in the yoga and your practice, Sabd Brahmati, Sabd का जो ब्रह्म रूप है, and we say beyond words, you start listening beyond words. Sabd Brahmati Vartate, you go beyond that. He say like this, if you do for the so many janams, अनेक जन्म संसिद्धस ततौ याति पराम गतम. For so many words having done that, then you reach to the highest stage, param gatim. So now he is extolling onto tapasvibhyo adhiko yogi. ज्ञानभ्यो अपि मतोधिक कर्मभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद्योगी भवार्जुन. Here he is saying why is to become an yogi. He says tapasvi जो है उससे भी yogi is better than tapasvi alone. Why? Because one way of looking at it is that he is doing sitting alone for himself. That is what you are referring by tapa. Somebody sitting in a corner or in a hilltop or in a cave and attaining to something. At that, see, when we say movement and eternity, it must be understood because that is how people conception. He is doing tapa, at that time he is not better than yogi. But suppose after doing his tapa he involves into the world, he becomes an yogi. So you don't pass a judgment on somebody's sadhana. That no, because he is doing taps and I am yogi, so I am better than him. You don't know who is doing what sadhana. Tapasya, but he giving that even that tapasya also has to come and contribute for the welfare of whole. So tapasya adhiko yogi. So yogi is better than tapasya. Jnanibhyo api matodhika. And jnani se bhi adhik. Jnani is enjoying his knowledge, knowing everything, not harming anybody. Somebody is coming telling good things, but not involving in the welfare of the world totally. So he says yogi is not that. Yogi is all the time 24/7, is all the time involved in universal welfare. So he says yogi usse bhi adhik hai. Karmabhischadhiko yogi. The one who is only involving in karma, yogi is better than that. Why it is so? Because he has not reached to that stage of yoga. This is beginning what we say tapasvi and yogi. Through karma also, through tap also, where are you trying to reach? To become the whole. Tap you are doing because there is something lacking. No, let me become yogi, I will not do tap. That doesn't mean that you are complete. See, what our situation is truly accepting is that is the first step, otherwise truth is not there. So this is the description that how things are. It is not passing a judgment, it is a description. That's why we say whole spirituality is description from different stage of consciousness. So he says, Tasmad yogi bhavarjun. That's why you should become an yogi. Yogi namapi sarvesham mat gaten antaratmana. Shraddhavan bhajante yomam same yukta tamo matah. Now he is giving the conclusion of this chapter. Yogi namapi. Yogi bhi hote hain log. But yogi namapi sarvesham, those who are madgate antaratma, those who are into me, जिनकी आत्मा मुझ में लगी हुई है, whose soul is being divested, of and is invested into me. Shraddhavan bhajante yoma. Those Shraddhavan, because they are real vessels. Shraddha is the vessel. Shraddhavan bhajante yo mam, the one who are devoted to me. Same yuktatamo mata. They are one with me. Yuktatamo. They are in the best union. Mo mata. This is my opinion. That's how he is ending. So this is all about Dhyana Yoga.